Don't pigs eat human? Like, they can eat bone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I've tested it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I honestly don't even know if that's actually true. It's just one of those things that everybody always kind of says, and it's been in TV shows. So
That's what I'm thinking.
like,
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if
was
I've
like,
ever actually looked into it.
can pigs actually eat human bone?
Yeah, I don't know.
This leads us into our next conversation.
Friends tell me, but friends don't lie, I'm told. All the time ain't gold.
We're actually talking about Mexican cartels and Mexico weed recent legalization, at least for medical purposes.
Yeah, I think they, what I'm reading here is they passed, or they're getting ready to pass the legislation that will legalize medical marijuana.
No, they've legalized it.
Oh,
They're
okay.
passing regulation.
Okay.
They legalized it, I think, a few years ago. But as I was watching that podcast yesterday, too, it's usually like a 2-year buffer zone between legalization and when they can actually roll out the regulation. I'm pretty sure they're rolling out the regulation on how it has to be done.
Yeah, they're saying on Tuesday they published rules to regulate the use of medicinal cannabis, a major step in a broader reform to create the world's largest legal cannabis market.
Yeah. I've been telling people for so long that weed can save economies. And
Oh,
Mexico's
100%.
economy needs some saving.
So ours might hear pretty soon also.
Exactly.
I think damn near next month we're going to need to legalize this shit.
My bank account needs some saving.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a cool-ass story because really the real reason we were wanting to bring this up is because the pressure we feel like it's going to put on the U.S. because we're really behind the times.
Very behind the times.
Today-
Canada, legal.
Australia,
Mexico, legal. But even just like
just
directly
right up-
touching
yeah,
us.
touching us, everything's legal.
Yeah. everywhere.
36 states within legal.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean,
So Texas is almost actually completely surrounded by legal states. Louisiana is just decriminalized, but Oklahoma, legal. New Mexico, at least medically legal. So
amazing
Texas is
how-
really surrounded by it.
it's amazing how at the same exact time, conservatives, or the right, I guess you could say, would
It's kind of getting
be
weird.
they're like business first, right? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, we'll do anything, to support business, but they
Not
have
that
a
business.
they have a blind eye to what could be potentially the biggest business of all time.
Yeah,
They're like,
I think
"We'll accept
weed.
that one."
It's like literally weed and computers to me.
And alcohol. Alcohol's going to dominate forever too.
I think weed will.
Oh, weed will.
I think weed could be
hurt into
bigger.
it. Yeah, weed will destroy a lot of the market share of alcohol.
I
as
think
well.
it'll
Yeah, for
fuck
sure.
up alcohol, bro.
Yeah, it could.
I
Long-term?
know. I know so many people that stop smoking, increase drinking. Man, I know people. I'm people.
Yeah, no, I agree.
When I was in college, I
agree.
had stopped smoking for a little
Yeah.
while and stuff like that. My drinking went up tenfold.
Yeah, no, I agree. Long term, yeah, I think marijuana would overtake the market share of alcohol.
That's what I'm saying.
Because eventually people are going to be like, wait, people used to get so belligerently drunk that they would forget what they do and beat the shit out of each other or their kids or get into car accidents and go to jail.
Sure.
Like that may seem foreign to like a couple generations from
I
now.
hope so. And with self-drive car, at least DUIs will be. And that's what
Yeah.
I'm looking most forward to. Because that's one of those things that when people get arrested for it, I honestly don't feel bad for them at all. Like
Yeah.
there are a lot of things I'm like, damn, they got arrested for that stupid shit.
Especially nowadays.
DUIs, like, come on,
Take an
bro,
Uber.
just take an
But
Uber.
I guess it's easy always to say from the sober perspective as well. Like, oh, you could have just signed up for an Uber. But when you're wasted, one of the first things it gets rid of is your ability to make good
Inhibitions,
decisions.
Yeah, but I guess for me, I'm more like a zero tolerance person, for real.
Yeah. I mean, shit, alcohol and driving, definitely would never recommend it.
Yeah.
Shit, I wouldn't even recommend smoking and driving for people who aren't experienced in, being high.
Yeah, the first time I got high, I drove, and it was very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like if you're not experienced with THC, there will be a certain point. I'm not recommending you do it, but if you smoke a J and it barely gets you lifted after you smoked for 10 years,
Yeah.
it's different than taking your 5th or 6th shot.
I mean, at the end of the day, hotboxing is a thing.
Yeah.
You have to sit in the car. Obviously, the car doesn't have to be moving for you to do that, but usually somebody drives away after.
I would say, yeah. I would say it's huge that Mexico finally got ahead of the U.S.
In some
I'm
way.
saying finally, like
Yeah.
it's been a long time. Like they're still ahead of us, but it's gonna put pressure on America. And I saw that the bill really reinforces pharmaceutical research.
Yeah, that's what it
So-
is. Like, because they want the percentages, they want it to be right. They don't want people to just be smoking bullshit. They don't want any sprayed. like in terms of toxic things in the weed or in the marijuana, and it really branches into like that oil stuff, because I know that's a big piece of it for in terms of for the pharmaceuticals and for the actual medicinal purposes. The oils and the edibles and stuff like that are used even more than smoking.
I'm thinking, big shout out to Mexico. Got on the cannabis train. Maybe we can explore that cannabis culture at some point when it's more well developed down there. We could take a quick drive, and but also, what?
We're gonna drive to Mexico?
Yeah, bro. You gotta drive to Mexico. It's the only way to do it. You gotta do it authentic. I want to go through the border. I don't want to land on a plane. I want to go through the process. I want them to look in my car and be like, what the fuck are they doing?
I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there because I don't know about all that for me. I want to go to the big cities. I'm not trying to drive through no small cities. I'm trying to go straight to Mexico City.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm driving. I'm just capping.
Dude, I don't stop in Mississippi.
Yeah, I don't stop in random places
That's
either.
half as safe.
On my way here, I was like that area of Louisiana where it like crosses into Texas. I had low gas. I was like, I'm pushing it. I'm gonna push it a few more miles. But I will say now that I don't know where it came into my head, but I kind of caught on to a conspiracy of something I could see happening if legalization is on the horizon in America. Let's say the bill has been written, it's about to pass through all the chambers, and it's seeming like unified agreement.
Yeah.
I think Big Pharma is going to try to start poisoning batches of marijuana so people have adverse reactions to it, and then they can be like, see, we should keep it illegal. Do you think that could happen? I don't know where this came from, but I think I could see them. You don't think so at all? Really?
By the time Big Pharma's in marijuana and distributing it, they're going to have started making multiple millions off of it already, if not billions. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna poison their market share, because I think what people are gonna do is they're not gonna say it shouldn't be legal. They're gonna say they shouldn't do it. These big ass companies, we need smaller grow operations. These fat ass grow operations aren't good for us.
I'm saying they're gonna poison the smaller grow operations.
They're going to go out and poison the other ones.
Yeah, yeah.
But if anything, that would just draw people to buy it from them.
Yeah.
On the shelf at HEB or on the shelf at fucking on Amazon or something.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna try to make a move to where, I don't know if it's gonna be poisoning the weed, but they're gonna try to structure the entire agreement in a way that's just beneficial for them.
I just think that there's going to be in each state, literally, like a state that has over 5 million people, I think there's going to be hundreds of grow operations.
Yeah. And I think it'll become the norm to grow your own too.
I'd like to say that. I think it could be, but it's still, gardening's not the norm, and people eat vegetables every day.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, there will also be companies that streamline the work too. Like a little tent you put up in your house that you just plant the seed and it does almost
do
everything.
that for gardening right now.
Yeah, and it's more popular than ever.
Oh,
and gardening is different. Gardening and growing your own weed, I mean,
What's different?
Like,
I mean, obviously, if you want to, like, if you appreciate smoking weed, then it's a different entity for you. But in terms of use and in terms of,
like, I'd never grow a tomato. I'd grow the hell out of some weed if I could.
you could. Why can't you?
I mean, legally. Like, it would be sketchy for me to grow weed now.
We only do things that are legal.
No, but I mean, it's sketchy.
I got you.
It's like,
but I'm saying in terms of smell and like in one of our homes or something like that, I don't think growing one plant is like too, you know what I'm saying?
The drying process would make it smell a whole lot.
My house smells.
Yeah.
But I feel you. I see what you're saying.
Like,
but
if it was
even
legal,
a punk,
would you try to grow a plant?
Not right now, probably.
Like,
not
if they were like, oh, everything, tomorrow, wake up.
I don't think I have
legal.
that rack, like, initial investment even right now. It's an expensive initial investment. And you're going through like 3-4 cycles before you recoup your money, too, depending on how good a quality you grow. But like, more than likely, your first crop or your first plant, you're not recouping $1,000 worth of weed saved, plus the time and you had to buy weed all through the 3 months it was growing. So for me personally, I don't know if I would right now, but if I had a different setup, then I would. And I really want to get into somewhere where I can just pay a grower to do it or add me a plant to their portfolio.
Yeah,
so to somebody that has like 4 plants growing, bro, just let me get a stem let me get something off of that hoe and that type of shit. That's my setup.
That's something I could see myself doing also. But I mean, I would never grow a tomato. I'd never find a tomato farmer that grows it and buy off that. Maybe at the farmer's market.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people go to farmers markets all the time, and that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
And I hope we get a weed market one day like that, to where we get local strains, because I prefer local strains. Even when I lived in a legal state, I actually bought illegally because specifically in Colorado, the homegrown stuff is typically better than a lot of that dispensary stuff. Colorado dispensary weed isn't, of all dispensaries that are now around the nation, they don't have the top quality, and they probably aren't even in like the top 3 or 4. Colorado weed quality is like, it's okay.
Yeah, I've had pretty much the same experience.
You know what I'm saying? Because we get a lot of Cali weed here, and I smoke weed here in Houston. That's better than the stuff when I go to Colorado often. It's just legal there.
Cali weed's too strong, man. I don't know if I like it.
I
Every
feel
time
you,
I go,
but it's the, you know what I'm saying,
No, yeah,
though.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's the quality of the grow is
yeah.
just like better out there for the most part.
they're too good at it.
And I bet you go out to Oregon, bro. I bet their shit is nice as fuck. Like I don't know too much about the legal market in Oregon, simply because I don't meet a ton of people that go back and forth from Oregon. If I'm being honest,
I think it's recreational, but
no, it is recreational. I'm saying I don't know
if it's fire,
like I don't know that many people that just be going to Oregon dispensaries all the time.
yeah, I mean,
Or that frequent Portland.
yeah, I didn't know.
You know, so like that's why I don't know, but I feel like it's probably. I mean, all legal states' weed is good. Houston's weed's good. And it's illegal, so.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're close to Canada.
So what do you think, Mexico coming with that high grade?
Oh, 100%. They already have some of it.
It's true, yeah, they do already.
Dude, in Narcos,
Grow
they
like
taught us.
crazy,
They invented that shit.
Yeah, the fire weed.
The fire weed, they like invented it.
That's yeah, they're
Or
gonna have
one
that
of the
flame.
inventors of it, especially the fire outdoor grow. Like, and they had greenhouses and stuff like that. Like they were showing how Rafa in the show had greenhouses and things like that. But they were one of the inventors.
I hope with this, because there's really I think they may be the first that are doing real marijuana or cannabis-based studies as a nation.
Oh, Canada's been doing them.
What have they shown? Like, have they shown any adverse side effects or anything like that? Nothing.
No, I just know that honestly because my capstone project in college was over that.
What,
in Canada,
doing weed
it was
research?
Aurora Cannabis in Canada, and how much research they were doing actually worldwide, because they work with a lot of those middle European countries like Denmark and those type of countries also developing different shit. There's no adverse effects to weed, bro.
No, I know that. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
I mean, the smoking in your lungs.
yeah, like I want to see, like I just want to see what the research, because I went to a research school, so I always like reading through the studies and all that shit. And that's what I guess I would say I'm most interested in, what Mexico's going to do with it. Like, what if they find something or some cannabinoid that changes the game,
It will.
Yeah.
Somebody will. As research expands, that's just how it's going to happen. Because we already are.
Oh, yeah.
Like CBG and CBN have come out in the last year. Obviously not as a new thing, but they've come out as a new research.
Like a marketable product.
Exactly. They've always been in the plant, but we're going to find the endocannabinoid system. The idea of that in the human body isn't that old of a concept.
Shit's still not taught.
It's still not taught. Which is crazy.
Yeah, but I'm excited for any more legalization is always good legalization.
So close to home.
I mean, everything. We're literally, when you think about it, in like
an island.
Yeah, like we're our own little island here.
Yeah.
Just even being in Texas, because there's states around us that are legal.
All of
Like
them.
Oklahoma's like right there, right?
So I said, Oklahoma's right above us, and New Mexico's legal.
And then we have, what are the other side? Louisiana.
Decriminalized.
Yeah, and Louisiana doesn't count.
Yeah, they're not really in the U.S.
It is a whole different planet out there. It's kind of wild. It's kind of like that in Florida, too. Like, South Florida is a completely different universe than North Florida. Well, middle of North Florida.
All of Louisiana is.
Gators.
But New Orleans is, I wouldn't even know if I would say it's the highlight, but it's the light spot in,
like
in Louisiana. The redeeming quality of Louisiana.
That's where you see the culture.
Yeah, without New Orleans, Louisiana would really be
Down bad. I can't think of another place in there.
I mean, Baton Rouge there. LSU's in
Oh,
Baton
Baton
Rouge,
Rouge,
but
yeah.
that's bad. Down bad.
Yeah, it's true. I remember we were about to go to Baton Rouge or LSU. Looked at the city and I'm like,
To live?
to go to school there. We were gonna go to LSU for.
Oh, yeah, I got
for a
accepted to
therapy
LSU,
program.
and I went on a visit. I went on a visit out there.
It's
Knew I
not
wasn't
it.
going to LSU after I left that.
Yeah, it's a very isolated, strange place, but
Yeah. But guys, Mexico made weed legal a little bit back, and now they're coming up with the regulation. We're definitely excited about this new development. We're hoping that this puts a little bit of pressure on U.S. federally to make this stuff legal. Hopefully, Sleepy Joe can really stay true to his word and Actually, I don't know how much he's even talked about cannabis, but at least the left can stay true to their word and really start to make advancements, which have already been happening. I mean, like we said, 35, 36 states medically legal, so advances are happening, but hopefully it goes federally legal.
If it doesn't happen now, I'm worried that if it ever will.
Ever?
Like, I mean, within, like, a reasonable time.
But I'm just saying, so when we pass 40 to 45 states.
Yeah. I think we're at, it's 100% controlled, you know, the government essentially by the Democrats. They've always been on the side of legalization, making it an equal playing field for legalization. So we'll know if they were the ultimate bullshitters. Because they have 2 years to do it, I think, before there's, like, more elections or for the Senate or something.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it would have to be
Soon.
Yeah, soon. Or at least, like, start presenting the idea.
So it'd be like 2 years. If so, because like we were talking about, it's a 2-year time period for dispensaries, like for the retail market to come into existence after legalization. So we could be looking at the next 4 to 5 years, there being Houston dispensaries.
That'd be crazy. And that's probably how it would play out. They'd be like, the government's like, okay, it's decriminalized. It's not a Schedule 1 anymore. The states can decide.
Yeah.
But I could still see Texas being like, no, we're not doing it. But then I could
Greg
see
Abbott
Houston
rolling his wheelchair in the front lines of Texas. We're not gonna do it.
Right over the plants.
Yeah, right over the plants. His spokes getting all caught.
But I could see individual cities, like I could see Houston being like, nah, we're not gonna arrest anybody for weed. And that pretty much legalizes it because they're close to that, right?
We already did.
Yeah, it's like
under 4 ounces.
It's a ticket though, still, right? Like, do you have to appear in court or is it just a fine?
I think it's just a fine.
Oh yeah, so it's already.
I think it's like $150 fine or something like that.
Yeah, so at least seems like a good balance is like a.
And you don't need over 4 ounces.
Yeah, almost
I mean,
never.
for personal use, like how often, if I got caught with like 6 ounces, 7 ounces, I would understand how they thought I was selling.
Yeah,
that's
a
little bit extreme for personal consumption.
Yeah.
To be like driving around with specific, like if you have in your house because you like a plethora of strains, that's one thing. But if you are driving around with 6, 7 ounces in your whip,
just take 3 per vehicle. Hire one of those Ubers that they just take like
just
your package
take
there.
One Uber.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you stay safe. If you want to ride in a car, get in an Uber.
And
you will never be arrested.
They also have Uber delivery now.
Yeah.
Where you can just they open their trunk and you put a package in and they drop it off to somebody who opens their trunk. Like there's no excuse to get caught lacking nowadays. They're making the game even easier.
I'm saying. Damn. Game's getting easy. There really is weed everywhere, though.
And I mean, at least we're still here smoking on our Delta 8 rocket fuel.
Yeah, guys, we have rocket fuel back available on the website. That's what we smoked during this episode. If you guys are interested in some Delta 8 THC flower, definitely check that out on CBDHempLibrary.com.
Oh yeah, it's a fresh batch alert. Especially if you've made it here this long. At least, give us the traffic on our website. Just pass through. We don't have to get anything. Just, give us some traffic.
Graze a little bit.
And just make sure to hit that subscribe button here. Hit that like button, comment, share it. Mexico is on their way to full 100% recreational legalization. They're ahead of us on the national level. So shout out Mexico.
Shout out Mexico.
And another one.
It has.
Peace.